Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. Quick look here at Gala, seeing what's going on here with the charts, and just kind of picking up from where we left off here recently. We've got this, perfect descending type of breakdown. In other words, where we had this previous higher highs and higher lows. Okay. And now here today, of course, this candlestick hasn't closed yet, but there's a likelihood of the price further breaking down. In other words, we are tentatively breaking below that ascending trend. Okay, a lot of times that can align itself as well with a 20-day simple moving average, which we can kind of see here, but the charts are a little different here for Gala because it's kind of been jumping up and jumping down a lot different and contrary to the traditional markets or, Bitcoin, Ethereum, those ones there. So that being said, what we want to do is kind of look at a handful of things here, of course, and kind of move on our way. So just before we get started, I want you to know I'm not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade. We've got a lot of partnerships with Bybit, Bitget, and MEXC Global on our homepage. Be sure to register there for some significant community trading competitions and some sign-up bonuses. Right now, Bybit is excelling right now. They are allowing for, an offer of a nice airdrop. I think if you go ahead and deposit $100 into your account. So fairly simple there, but bottom line, you can register here to become a better trader if you want access to my trading academy, my signals, and of course our amazing community. So check that out in your own time. So when it comes to Gala, it's fairly straightforward, but also there's some things we want to acknowledge here, right? So on the daily, we can see we're kind of trending right at 50 on the R side. Now we're above and below, but for right now, for the most part, even though we have a little bit more money coming into it, there is the price action breaking below. So if we close below 50 on the RSI, that tells us we are likely breaking to the downside. That concurrent with this ascending trend breakdown is telling me that we're probably going to continue further down. Now, if we take a look at the MACD, not a lot to disseminate there. It's kind of straightforward there. And once again, the moving averages are all kind of compressed at this one level, but the key here is that we're underneath the 50 and the 20-day simple moving average, and those are typically bearish signs. We could have a saving grace here, right here at about 3.6 cents, where the actual 200-day SMA is tested. So if the price comes down to that level, we could see a bounce, but that's really the only thing kind of holding the price action potentially in place. So for the most part, we have this descending trend so far, establishing lower highs. We'll see how much further it goes down. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at here. X marks the spot. The likelihood of the price coming down is further or higher rather, but I think we will see further downside here for Gala. Take a look at the 4 hour. This is kind of where we can see the lower highs being printed. So we got lower highs there and essentially parallel highs here too. So a lot of times, you could argue this is like a descending type of, like a descending wedge pattern that's breaking down. But for the most part, those things are not really fully existent because it's kind of a funky little pattern that we have here. So the simple way to address this here is to look at some other key factors. We're under 50 on the RSI. That tells me we're definitely looking for further downside. We also have a MACD divergence. It's still diverging. It's losing momentum, but it's diverging nonetheless. We also have a lot of money flowing out of Gala, implying that there's a lot of selling pressure. Okay, so all those things combined together implies we're going to see further downside to me personally. We also have this descending type of trend here. You can see these lower highs and lower lows consistently being printed. Until it can break free from that, we're going to expect it to continue. That's generally how it works. That's how trading is. Patterns will continue to repeat themselves until they don't. So this pattern is telling us it wants to continue to make lower lows, lower highs. And it should continue to do that based on the larger time frame stuff that we're seeing here. Now, when it comes to Elliot wave, this really is kind of giving us some basic information from previous here, where we have the typical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, we've got the ABC. Okay, we haven't started over that, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there hasn't been higher highs. So this new pattern, this new potential pattern, is non-existent. It's not occurring. Therefore, Elliot wave is fairly unreliable at this point because we are waiting for it to reprint those numbers. Okay, so if you don't have that consistency for the up versus the down, then it's really just kind of a matter of what I like to rely on, which is ascending or descending trends, lower highs, lower lows. Those patterns there are making more sense right now than the Elliot wave. Take a look at the 15 too as well. We can see on our CC Golden Indicator, we had a couple of sell signals here previously, but that's about it. There's not a lot of opportunities here for long positions. Okay, so that being said, that indicator is available on our homepage. It really helps you understand good points to get in, good points to get out. It actually has a lot of good, alerts built into it. But that doesn't help us much right now because we're descending. We have nothing but sell signals. So a long position is not viable because we do not have confirmation. Again, that's something I teach in my trading academy and just in my community in general. It's important to wait for confirmation, and we don't have any of that at this point. So for the most part, I can tell you that Gala is looking to break further down. I would say the next immediate Fibonacci retracement level, 0.618, 3.8 cents as a round number, is a likely target for a short position. Not saying to short because we don't have a tremendous amount of short signals, but we do have signs here to not take a long, if that makes any sense. All right, and what do you do the opposite of a long position? You might consider shorting, buying high and selling low. All right, either way, that is kind of where we're at there. Once again, one last thing here to wrap up here. Congratulations to my community members for taking some healthy profits from Bitcoin here recently. That was nice. We took a short from 28,100 downwards of, what is it, down to about 27.8. We took a nice 21% in 14 hours. So congrats on that. Well done. That's, again, all part of my community if you want to consider becoming a member. CryptoCache.tech is the site. Link down below. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.